Okay, excellent. All right, we're live. Evening, everyone. Welcome along to Iron and Ceramite's weekly look at all things 40K. I'm joined by Glenn,
Hello.
and obviously myself, Shane. We've got potentially John joining us at any time. We'll see, depending, calendar provided, but we'll see what happens there. But as per the description, I thought this week we'd have a bit of a talk, as per usual, about all of the things that Games Workshop has launched. They gave us a sneak preview of the Space Marine data sheets, so have a quick talk through those. Obviously, yesterday morning the pre-order went live, and I think other than maybe the discount retailers where they were selling out, I think I looked this morning. Games Workshop is still has stock, so that's good. And out of the warp from nowhere, John joins us. Evening, John.
Hello. I'm just a minute too late. How's it going?
Mm,
We're good.
all good. We were literally just chatting about a bit about what we were going to cover off. Said maybe look at the Space Marine data sheets because that's all we've got.
Yeah.
Brief chat about the pre-order and how that's gone and looking all
Mhm.
good. And then maybe a wrap up from there. Maybe talk about the rules because obviously they're downloaded and see how far we've all got through them and where we got confused or just didn't get into them at all. And go
Perfect.
from there. All right, fine. Well, with that in mind, then, shall we have a quick dive into, let's see, which order is best to do this. Let's go straight over to the GW website because that's where we all start these days. Let me get the right screen up. And we'll go for a bit of it in background. There we go. Hopefully that should be up. There we go. Right. Okay. So
Perfect.
what have we got? Right. We've got so obviously the key one, we'll start here. I know I've said we'll go different orders, but this is the most primary news. Obviously, pre-order now. Ready to go, all good. Everyone seems to be able to get all of the stocks they wanted for the pre-order. I think if I've got the right tab open yet, there we go. Still available on Games Workshop's website. And I think they had a queuing system up for the first hour, 2 hours. I think I saw yesterday. But it seems like they've really come through on there. We've got lots of stock. Anyone that wants one can get one. So pretty good from
From
that point of
us.
view. From yes, that's true. All of the discount retailers, so those that like your Element Games, Wayland Games, Firestorm Games, people like that, they sold out pretty quick,
Yeah.
apparently, like their allocations. Obviously, they come with a chunky discount, so Games Workshop's only going to want to give them so much. But it seems like if you really do want the box set, you're going to be able to get it, even if it is directly from Games Workshop. So I mean, that's good news because it means everyone will get what they want if they want it. John, you managed to get yours, I believe.
Yeah, got mine from the shop by the club down in Gravesend, so didn't even have to worry about pre-orders. I secured mine.
And
Uh,
did they tell you like how it works? Did they like have you got any idea like have they got a set number or do they know how many they've got coming in?
so they put a thing up on the Facebook page
Yeah,
for the guild saying if you want one, click the link, let us know. That was a couple of weeks ago, and then Monday got a text saying, got you registered for interest for the box. If you want one, let us know because we're going to put our order in today. And that's what they did. And then when I went down to play a game on Wednesday, I popped in there because they never replied to me afterwards. So
yeah,
I just popped in and said, did you get my message? Have you ordered one? Yeah, you're on the list. And then the guy from the shop came into the club and spoke to a couple of people because one of the guys I work with wanted a box but never went in. So he
yeah.
showed some interest. They went, do you still want one? We can order you one quickly. So it seems like they had a good enough relationship where they were just still raking them in.
Yeah, well, I mean that's encouraging, right? It shows that there really must be like they'd said there was always going to be lots of stock, but it feels like is genuinely the case. I
think
know
so.
for previous editions they've gone for the FOMO approach, where
Mm.
it's almost like, having an element of scarcity to it that they kind of drive people to buy it. But I suppose it's good to have the stock.
I
But
think
it
in
kills
all
the
fairness,
scalping.
It does.
though, a lot of the starter set, the pre-order for the starter set, I don't think has ever run out from Games Workshop pre-release, unless like multiple editions back.
The Indomitus did because they had to
The
re-release it as made to order.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, that was
But like
the
the
last one.
because I can remember Dark Vengeance
Yeah.
launched whenever I was still working there, and that was even when they done the limited edition starter with you got the fancy chaplain in it.
Yeah.
We still got 50, 60 boxes of it in store. That was even after the pre-orders. Like, so it makes sense that they make their starter set, their new starter set, as available for as long as possible for to as many people as possible. I think the
Yeah.
Indominus one probably just, yeah, scalpers got a lot of them and they just went, there's still a lot of interest. Screw it, let's just make more.
Yeah. I think in that instance, they probably got it slightly wrong from a demand perspective, but it's crazy times back in COVID sort of era, so it was
Yeah.
a little bit wackier than normal.
Mm.
Because you're right, because Leviathan, even though I got up, joined the queue, order it as soon as possible, I didn't hear anyone really have any trouble
No.
with getting it.
No.
So
Well, I know as well there was no restrictions because I know someone who
no.
bought 2 boxes or
Well, there
pre-ordered
was.
2 boxes.
I had a quick watch of Auspex tactics video, and he was saying like there were people that you buying like literally 10 boxes and stuff like that. It is interesting because with Leviathan, there was a point he made, and I thought that was quite interesting, is that actually because you then end up with so many minis from the set out, what you find is like in the next couple, well, I say the next couple of weeks, next six weeks or so, if you do want any of the things from the set, because you get a lot of people that will, if they're only interested in the Space Marines, all of the orcs will end up on eBay and
Yeah.
vice versa. That actually it suppresses the amount that they end up costing, depending on what it is. Because you'd imagine like the kill rig, for example, people will be wanting to get multiples
Yeah.
in their army as soon as possible. So you'll probably end up with loads of boys on eBay and not many kill rigs, if that makes sense.
Yes. Well, my pre-arranged sales with a certain podcaster have fallen through because he bought 2 boxes, so he doesn't want one anymore.
Oh no! So you've got half a Space Marine kit.
Yeah. So I'm up for trades. I'm up for eBay, and so we'll see what happens. But yeah,
All right. Well, give me
I've been
yeah,
betrayed.
give me a week or two to sit on it, and maybe
Yeah.
I'll ask you what's happened to the land speeder and
Yeah, I've already seen a few speculative posts of like, oh, anybody looking to sell their land speeder?
Yeah.
They're
yeah,
like, of all the things, that's probably going to be the one that, like you say, that the kill rig.
yeah,
Yeah, that's going to be the things that
Yeah.
are going to go for the bigger money. I mean, don't get me wrong, there isn't going to be a shortage of them, but it's not going to be like 10 boys or 20 boys that you're going to get dirt cheap because
yeah,
there's an abundance of them. Everybody knows those are the models that people are going to want. So they're going to be higher. Because I've seen people asking for the land speeders for like 15 quid. It's like, behave. Not even remotely possible are people going to sell them for 15 quid.
No.
no, no. You would feel like you'd struggle in that regard.
Yeah.
But let's but see what happens. Good news for everyone looking for it though. So I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
overall good. So that was the pre-order. Then we had the Sunday preview this week was the dawn of the new edition. Nothing new really from here unless anyone saw anything else. Just that the new box set is up for pre-order and the standalone releases, the rules and mission cards are following hot on its heels,
Yes.
but no date that I could see.
Surely it's going to be
Well, I mean,
on the
you know,
day.
it'll either be because it's when they go to pre-order, right? Because they do pre-orders on a Saturday, so
Yeah.
it's like next week, are we going to see them up for pre-order, or is it going to be on the 20th when it actually, the boxes are out in people's hands? Is that the week that then they'll put the pre-order on for the core rules, the combat patrol campaign, the terrain area set, although that's delayed because of Korea, apparently. Um, and then the chapter approved mission deck, and then the narrative campaign deck, and then obviously some Black Library stuff. Like, will that be going live next week, or will it go live on the 20th? That will be the interesting part of it. It's interesting that unfortunately the old terrain set is going to be delayed, because obviously that's one of their big changes. But for everyone with the box set, you're going to get these anyway.
Yeah.
And I dare say, if you have a quick Google on Etsy, they've been doing the rounds for a little bit. So you can definitely get the templates if you need them elsewhere.
Yeah. A lot of Etsy sellers rubbing their hands together with that news.
Absolutely, like all of the ones that have made their little 9-inch deep strike templates now, getting the grinder out, taking an inch off, selling them for 8-inch deep strike.
Yeah.
Like that. Oh God, I'm gonna have to get a few of the rulers out and just chop the end off.
Yeah.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Cool. So all good from that point of view. And then the next bit that I thought we could talk about briefly was the Space Marine data sheets. So this was another drop that they did, which is nice. So obviously a few fun different rules. Vanguard veterans getting the 2 damage master crafted power swords, heavy bolters that get blast 1 when fired at troops, and land speeders that can shoot and scoot. But let's have a quick look at those data sheets. Hopefully, I think everyone could see that. So we got the first up was the captain with relic shield. And I had a look, and there really isn't much difference to what the captain looks like now, if that makes sense.
No.
So standard Marine profile, 6 wounds, 6 up leadership, 4 up invuln. Makes sense.
Yep.
The shield, because he's natively got, and they do this sometimes, if the unit has a native invuln, then the shield just gives them +1 wound. But in this instance, they've included it in the profile. So his 6 wounds includes the extra wound he's getting from the relic shield. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I don't know why they confuse it like that and just put 7. If he's a captain with relic shield, just put 7 wounds.
No, what I mean is it normally be 5 wounds, then +1. So it's the +1 wound is included in the profile.
Well, then just don't bother writing it down the bottom. Either way.
Exactly. Because they've written it as a data sheet, captain with relic shield, it's different. Like what they used to do is if it was war gear, so if you had a captain and you picked captain with, I don't know, bolter, or like, what's it, Volkite and weapon.
Yeah.
He has this, this profile, but if you then pick the relic shield, you add 1 to the wound. But because it's just one data sheet, it kind of is a little bit confusing, I suppose.
Yeah.
I mean, it keeps it clear though, so people aren't going, oh, he's got 6, but he's got a relic shield. Relic shield to always give you +1 wound. He must have 7.
Yeah.
So it just keeps it nice and clear. It's as idiot proof and
as it can
argument proof as you can possibly get.
You haven't played with me for a long time, Glenn.
Oh, I watched the game and it was a struggle.
All right.
But otherwise, yeah, it said heavy bolt pistol now has the close quarters keyword, so we get that in there. Obviously, mastercrafted power weapon, strength 5, AP 2, damage 2, pretty good. Hitting on 2s for everything, that's good from that point of view. Still keeps his rights of battle, so once per battle round per army, stratagem targets this unit, you can reduce its cost by 1 CP. So if it's 2 CP, it's only going to cost you 1, and if it's 1 CP, it's free.
Nice.
And then the finest hour, so once per battle, +3 attacks and devastating wounds. and I did have a quick check. Let me flick over to see whether this works. The ad nightmare that is Wahapedia. And if we have a look over there, the captain. So I'll just go standard captain because I don't think they've got a captain with Relic Shield because he's new. So the captain data sheet, you can see very similar, like six minutes,
Foiled by ads.
yeah, 6-inch movement, toughness 4, 3 up save, 4 up in bun, 5 wounds, because obviously it's the standard data sheet, 6 leadership, 1 OC, still has rights of battle, still has finest hour. Finest hour is still 3 attacks plus dev wounds. War gear can add a relic shield, so that's how they would do it. So you have 5 wounds, and then the wounds characteristic goes up to 6.
Okay.
So that's previously how it's kind of be done. And then obviously in this particular, right now, this edition, you get all sorts of different war gear options. Whereas on the we go flick back to here. This is obviously it doesn't have any war gear options because it's just the data sheet for the unit that's in the Armageddon box set, and that is monopose in that regard. You can only build it one way. So not a lot has changed really. He still gets to go with everything, and he still has the same abilities. So fairly easygoing in that regard. Then we had the chaplain with jump pack. So again, similar before. 4 wounds, 5 up leadership. I think that's one of the lowest leaderships I've seen.
I think so,
that's really, really low. Moves 12, so that's about the same. Oh, it's exactly the same. 4 up in bone. Again, Absolver bolt pistol, close quarters. So that new effectively the pistol keyword. Fine. Crozius Arcanum, good number of attacks, good strength, only AP 1. But I suppose it is just a big stick. So having AP1, that in itself is all right. And then he gets Litany of Hate, +1 to wound, Exaltation of Rage. When you're selected to fight, you do mortal wounds to the enemy on a 4-up. On a 6, it's just flat 3. And again, into here, we can see Chaplain with Jump Pack is pretty much exactly the same. So still gets Litany Hate, still has Exaltation of Rage. Again, the difference here is all of the different war gear that he's able to carry. The Arcanum, still the same sort of damage, so nothing has really changed there. Obviously, the vanilla Chaplain with Jump Pack used to be able to put with a Power Fist, but obviously this one, because it's how it comes in the box, that's what you get. Still a nice little model. I'm sure for those Space Marine players that can run him, he'll be a nice model to have.
Yeah.
Librarian. Okay, so standard Marine profile. Nothing unusual there from a character point of view. Again, bolt pistol with close quarters, force weapon with psychic, the usual psychic bonk staff. So hits on a 3, strength 6, 4 attacks, D3 damage. So it's a bit swingy. He's got psychic hood, which gives him a feel no pain 4-up against psychic attacks and abilities. It doesn't really come up that much. Can come in handy sometimes, but it is what it is. And then obviously his mental fortress gives him the 4-up invulnerable save. I think the key difference now is again, and his profile hasn't really changed. Smite, 2 versions of Smite. The biggest difference is that now the focused Witchfire, the Ultra Smite, the one that you have to roll hazardous on, although you get the devastating wounds and you get an extra strength and you get an extra AP, you are rolling hazardous, and we know in this edition hazardous is a 1 or 2. So it's become a bit more risky firing out your hazardous, because if you roll a 1 or 2, you're losing 3 wounds. So you're only going to be doing that. You're only really going to be doing that once per game, and you're going to be thinking about when you're going to be doing it, unless you really want to take the risk.
Yeah. So I won't be doing that with any of my psychic models because my models kill themselves as it is. So
yeah, it is hazardous now being a 1 or 2. has really made. I think it really makes you think about it a lot more.
Yeah, it
Like
does.
I'm,
Especially considering we've seen quite a few things already that, all the detachments and stuff, you can make things hazardous.
yeah,
There's quite a few things out there that can go, yeah, you're firing at me, yeah, you're hazardous, or oh, you're in close combat with me, yeah, your attacks are hazardous. That's come very, very good, I think.
Well,
yeah.
I wonder. Probably not. It's a psychic attack. Do you get feel no pain against it, even if you're doing it to yourself? Probably not.
I think no, I would say no. I don't think that's the
If
intention.
I was doing it, I'd say yes, yes.
Yeah, because I suppose though it's the hazardous, right? It's not. I don't know. Like it's good. It's good. People will play it that way.
Yeah. It
They'll be like,
just
oh, I
doesn't
do get
say
a four
against
up to
enemy, does it? It doesn't say against enemy
feel no pain
attacks,
against psychic attacks and abilities, and I suppose it is a
psychic attack.
psychic ability. But then someone said, well, it's the hazardous that's.
Yeah, it's not it hazardous itself is not an ability.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. What I was just going to quickly check. I was just checking the keywords at the bottom because none of these yet. I haven't yet seen an example of what is a support character versus what is a main character, if you know what I mean. I know that there's examples of them, but I haven't seen it on a data sheet yet. Well, that says leader. Is
I
that
think, yeah,
what
the
it is?
next one
Oh, there we go.
down,
Deep strike
yeah,
leader,
the next one
leader.
down probably says support for the banner bearer.
There we go. Yeah. Okay. So that's what it looks like. So we'll get into the ancient. We'll move on
Yeah.
to him anyway. That's what it looks like then. So when you've got a character that can only be part of a unit,
Mhm.
that's where you're going to have the support keyword, which makes sense. Okay, fair enough. And then this is the new ancient marine stat line, as always.
Mhm.
Bolt pistol, as always. Gets the bolt rifle, same as the intercessor's bolt rifle. So it gets assault, it gets heavy. He can be attached to almost every marine unit, interestingly, including a tactical squad. So even though he's in Primaris scale, he could still be attached to Firstborn because
Mhm.
obviously it's got a tactical squad in there. But otherwise, everything else is your Primaris scale. Relic Banner, this unit has +1 OC. I actually don't think that's very good, if I'm honest. Like, I thought it'd be good if every model in this unit got +1 OC.
Yeah,
That's
that's
quite
That,
good.
strange.
is that not what it used to be?
I thought it would, yeah, I thought it was much more better than that. Whereas just adding 1 OC, in fact, I might be making this up. I'm sure I've seen one where you'd like double the OC, or there was what other banners that I've seen that give you a lot more than
I'm
this.
pretty sure like my Grey Knight banners are give you +1 to the unit, not
Mhm.
like across the unit, not just that unit. So why not just make the ancient 2 OC?
Yeah, yeah, because well, that's exactly it, right? By saying this unit has +1 OC, it's really like
Yeah,
that doesn't. I'm like, okay, why am I? And then the next rule, obviously, you've got unbreakable resolve. So while this model is within range of an objective, which we now know is obviously a terrain footprint, or within 6 of the center of the battlefield, it has a feel no pain 4 up.
that's pretty
Again,
nice.
it is, but it's just for him. So it's like,
Oh, just him.
yeah. So
Oh, right.
he's not. He probably won't be too many points, but
So
unless
essentially,
unless this
they've just
mid,
said this model has two OC rather than one OC,
yeah,
and he's got feel no pain when it fits.
yeah.
Yeah,
I again, if he's dirt cheap, fine, you might see him, or if he interacts in some way that we haven't seen yet with other characters,
yeah.
maybe. But like again, if they're trying to make this the edition where people take ancients again, they're probably not going to be taking ancients on on this. And I'll just have a quick look because I think yeah, we've still got it in the old edition. So
That's what it
Uh,
should be,
so
sure.
while this model is leading a unit, add 1 to the objective control characteristic of models in that unit. So
Yeah,
that's the one where you're like, okay, now everyone's got a load more OC. That makes sense. Oh,
yeah.
these pop-ups. And then same thing though, unbreakable G. While the model is in range of objective marker or within 6, the center, he gets a feel no pain 4 up. But I think because he's giving the entire unit that OC, he then becomes a bit more valuable. So I don't know if that's a misprint, and that might change when the edition comes out, but it feels like they've really nerfed him.
Yeah, it does. Like I say, it's not. There's no point, is there, for him to be the one with the feel no pain for one extra OC? But you're not really going to waste your time getting something with precision up there, are you? That's going to be so pointless.
Yeah, yeah, it does feel a bit strange, but we'll see. Right, next up, the Intercessor squad. So what did we get? Any changes here? Not really, basically. So they've got the objective secured, so that's still the sticky objectives. If the unit controls an objective, that at the end of your command phase, if the unit controls an objective, that objective is secured by your army. Happy days. Hail of Bolts, this is the same ability, but it's got a different name. When this unit selects to shoot and you select one enemy unit that's visible when making an attack, the unit's bolt rifles target the selected unit have +2 attacks. So that's good because you get your bolt rifles with 4 attacks if they're going into the same enemy unit. I can't remember whether the Intercessor Sergeant is equipped with a chainsword. I've never had the chainsword on any of my intercessors, but they've now got it on the profile. I know normally with the sergeant you could take a special weapon. Normally you'd take the power fist anyway. But again, my intercessors are from Indomitus, so they're they're the what's it called? Not multi-part, monopose. None of them came with special weapons anyway. But no real change there. Like if we go and look at the intercessors, where are the intercessors? Are they even here? I missed them. Oh, battle line. There we go. Assault intercessor squad. Yeah, to target elimination is what the rule used to be called. So now it's called hail of bullets, whatever it was. Oh, you can have them with the thing. So ultimately, bolt rifle's still the same. I think it's still the same. 24 inches, 2 attacks, strength 4. Yeah, so exactly the same. And the assault and heavy keyword, which is nice, especially with the changes to the heavy rule.
Yeah.
So as long as they move 3 inches or less, so that means you deploy them correctly on your objective and then turn one, just shuffle them forward to get firing, but not shuffle them too far, then they're going to get +1 to hit. And therefore hitting on 2s with double shots is always quite nice.
Yeah, that's devastating.
Yeah. Right, Vanguard Vet. Deep Strike, standard Marine profile. Obviously only 1 OC because the jump pack's taken OC away. That's always the rule for some reason. If you're an intercessor, you get 2 OC unless you're an angry one, in which case you only get 1, or you've got a jump pack, in which case you only get 1. So very key to remember that. You get completely confused about how you hold an objective. But Vanguard Assault, so a turn in which a unit makes a charge move, the melee weapons have lethal hits, so not too shabby.
No,
and you would be, in theory, you would be putting the chaplain in with them. So he's going to then give you the +1 to wound as well. So you're going to have +1 to wound and lethal hits. So you're going to be coming in and hopefully doing a bit of damage. Strength 5. So even with the +1 to wound is then really useful here because you're going to be wounding a lot of things on freeze, apart from Death Guard. So it's going to drop it down to 2s, but then even Death Guard, it drops it down to a 3 anyway. So you're back on normal stuff. So that definitely helps from that point of view. Yeah, they just look jumpy Marines a little bit better with various bits. Obviously the plasma I think is an interesting one. So the plasma pistol in standard gets D3 attacks. So that's good.
Yeah.
And then you would supercharge. Let's say you go supercharge, you're then going to be taking a risk of the hazardous roll and killing a marine, because that's what you do, to only get one attack
Yeah.
with a higher strength, higher AP, and higher damage. I'm not. Again, I saw that. I was like, what? So
You're gonna take the lower gamble, aren't you, and hope you get a 5 or a 6.
I'm with this particular one. I am never going to supercharge.
No, what's the point?
I'm gonna roll like even a roll of like a 3 or a 4 on your D3 attacks is going to be better. Just through weight of attacks.
Yeah.
So and I know like with a strength 8 you might be able to get to that break point of wounding on 2s, but I don't know. Is it worth it is it worth it to blow up one of your Marines?
That's gonna come down to you and one other model fighting over an objective, and it's like I've just got to try and kill it and hope for the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to be in a bad situation if you're choosing to hazardous that.
Yeah, and I think you only get one Marine that has that plasma pistol as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, seems a bit strange, but we'll see what happens to that one. The heavy blotter eradicators. So yeah, we saw all this one as well. So as standard, heavy bolter, heavy keyword, sustained hits 1, all standard and makes sense. AP 1, 2 damage. The bit that's the new rule is the overlapping detonations. So in your shooting phase, when you're selected to shoot a non-monster or vehicle unit, the heavy bolters get blast 1. So, if you're targeting a squad of 10, you're going to get 2 extra shots plus, whatever you're going to get. 2 extra shots for each model. So if you've got your unit of 3, you're going to be getting 6 extra shots. Plus so you get 15 shots effectively, and then obviously every 6 you roll is going to be an additional shot on top of that.
Yep.
Which is not going to be too bad. Most infantry units you're then going to be wounding on 3s, and then they're probably going to be saving on 4s, because I was going to say cover, you get an extra save, but you don't. It'd be the hit that'd be effective. So you wouldn't get any cover, so you're going to be saving on 4s, but then every failed save is probably going to kill a model. So it probably will be pretty good for thinning out like infantry blobs, but unfortunately I still can't see a huge amount of play. Just we quickly
depends how much they cost, because they seem more like a good home defense more than a.
Yeah, I think it's because where is it? The Eradicator squad. I think obviously that it's a very different squad, because they only ever came with the melter rifles, but the total obliteration. So each time a ranged attack made by a model targets a monster or a vehicle, you can re-roll the hit, you can re-roll the wound, and you can re-roll the damage, and then you can take the melter variants, which are AP4 damage D6, and you're re-rolling it, and you're re-rolling the hit roll, and you're re-rolling the wound roll. Like, I mean, it was these 2 of these guys that did for your what's it called?
Oh, they did the Defiler, didn't they?
Yeah, like just 2 of them blew it away. And it's again, I can't see why you would take, again, cost is actually genuine, but I don't know why you would take these guys over the originals once you're out of edition and you've got you've got the choice. I can understand like if you've bought it, you'll paint it, you'll take it.
Yeah.
I think it's a very specific need set. And again, I suppose it depends on the meta, your local meta, where you're playing. But I outside of new marine fun stuff, paint it up, I don't know how much play it'll actually get once we're out of the early stages of the edition.
Yeah.
But we'll see. And then obviously the land speeder, the one that everyone will be trying to get hold of to a degree.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice movement, 14 inches. And because it's got the fly keyword, it does have the fly keyword, it means it can move through walls at a cost of 2 inches. So that effectively means that it's got a movement of 12 inches once you take into effect that it's going to be moving through terrain. Toughness 8, fine, 3-up save, 9 wounds, no invuln or anything like that. So it's still a bit squishy against the right firepower.
Yeah.
Like, it's a bit like the Invicta Warsuit in that regard, in that it's definitely tougher than a Marine, but it's not so tough that you put some dedicated anti-armor into it and it's going to have a bad time. Obviously, it's got an onslaught Gatling cannon, but it can have that replaced with a heavy flamer. So you got one or the other from that point of view, and then you've got your nasty multi-melter as well as the Storm Fury missile launcher. So lots of good damage. Like, it's got good armament, armament in that regard. And then the purgation run, so in your shooting phase, after this unit is shot, it can make a normal move of up to D6. If it does, until the end of the turn, you can't declare a charge. So shoot and scoot, as it's colloquially known, make a normal move up to D6. Fine. Again, you've got to be hoping, because what you'd want to be doing is poking out of cover, shooting, and then hopefully rolling enough to poke back into cover. Yeah. There will be a lot of times where this is going to be hanging in the wind because you've rolled a 1 or a 2.
Yeah.
Like, unfortunately, that is just the nature of the shoot and scoot mentality. Like, if it was like more like D6 plus 3, that might make it a bit more utility. But I feel like just a flat D6, unless you're lucky and you're rolling high, there's going to be moments where this is going to be left poking out where it doesn't want to be poking out.
Mm.
And as I said, you only need to put like a las cannon or 2 into it, and or equivalent profile, and you're probably going to be picking out.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a trading piece. Depending on the cost again, you're going to throw that forwards onto an objective and hope for the best.
Yeah. As I said, it definitely do some damage while it's there,
yeah.
But you're probably only going to get 1, maybe 2 turns out. Let's have a quick look to see what the land speeder. So that was the land speeder. Now that's new, isn't it? So I can't remember what the other speeders were. Oh, there's land speeder vengeance. This was the Dark Angel. Is it the Dark Angels one?
Yeah, that's the one with all the plasma in the back of it.
Yeah. Plasma Storm, but yeah, it's got loads of stuff. So probably an unfair comparison. We'll see what happens. I know there are another couple of speeders that have been doing work in this edition. But anyway, those are the new data sheets. So interesting to see from a Space Marine point of view. Interesting to see what makes it onto the tabletop in terms of I think it'll be interesting to see what makes it onto the tabletop in terms of what people paint up and have fun and narratively at like gaming clubs, because I'm sure, John, you'll probably see at the gaming club lots of Space Marines and Orcs, within 2 weeks of the actual kits being out, just because people will have them and they'll want to play with them. How many of them make it through to competitive lists? That's a bit more up in the air, and we won't know that until a few more things come out, like the codexes and things like that, and the supplements and everything else, and the new app, just to see how they might work in army construction and where the utility actually lays. Cool. I think, yeah, because this was the 40k news.
The Orcs lists.
We haven't had that yet, have we?
Yeah.
Where's that then?
If you scroll down, you'll see the weird boy. It was on the other page that you had open, not this one. Go back onto there. Top row on your right.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Let's get into the orcs. Do you know what? I'd missed this one. I was like, I'm sure that we're waiting for the orcs, but there we go. Here they are. Right. The war boss.
Mm.
So this was because this is where we see another couple of rules. So obviously how the custom guns might work, combi weapons, but we'll come into that. So obviously you've got the custom shooter, rapid fire, makes sense.
Yep.
Custom chopper with cleave one, which we know are the new blast in combat type thing, where it's for every. So he was going into a unit that had models and multiples of 5 rounding down, you get an extra attack.
Yeah.
Yep, that's what I thought. And then might is right. Melee weapons have +1 to hit. And while the war is active, for this unit, this model's melee weapons have +4 attacks. So while the war's running, he's got 10 attacks.
10, yeah.
Plus he's hitting on a 2-up, regardless.
Yeah.
Even if you're throwing a negative on him, because he's got the might is right. So he's going to be hitting fairly easily. And he's then got cleave. So he's going into units of 5 or more. He's getting extra attacks on top of it.
That's pretty nice. And that's just one model.
Yeah, that's pretty.
With strength 8, AP 2 damage. He's nasty on his own.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he is a war boss, right? So,
Yeah.
but yeah, definitely going to be doing a lot of damage.
Yeah.
So at the moment, I would say, the war boss is winning that one over the captain. That's what it is. The big boss. This was my favorite. Or this is my favorite. I really like this orc model and the idea of the orc model because it's kind of like the lieutenant but for an orc. So I quite liked it from that point of view. Although having said that, even though he's like a lieutenant, he's not support. He's got the leader, so he can run on his own if he was going to. Close quarters pistol with the slugger. Two-handed big chopper, also with cleave 1, 5 attack, strength 7, only AP 1, damage 2. He gets units melee weapons have sustained hits. They could. It's another weird thing is like I think maybe they wanted to give him an ability. They could have just put sustained 1 on the weapon profile and it would have achieved the same thing. Although I suppose it's because this is because these are just the data sheets for what's in the box. Yeah. It might be that once the actual thing comes out, you could have a big boss with different weapons. And so they would all anyway, they get sustained 1. Something to prove, and he gets +1 to charge rolls. So that's quite nice as well.
Yeah. Especially with the new handicap to charge him.
Yes, in that
handicap
that you have to get into base to base with your roll. Yeah, fine.
Are we misinterpreting that this unit?
Oh no, you're right. I missed that. That's good. Yeah.
The entire unit.
No, you're right. Yeah, that
the leader. He's part of the unit, therefore that unit. So
they
that
get
he's
sustained
given.
Hits 1.
Yeah. So, that means the
better.
ancient isn't actually as crap as we thought either.
No.
They just have worded it badly.
No, I think the ancient is. Let's just check.
No, it was just model for him.
This unit.
This unit has +1 OC. So the entire unit gets 1 OC. So that is still crap.
No, but if the entire unit, each model in that unit is 1 OC, then
I don't know because
the
old worded one says every model. And this
there says to me the unit gets. Oh, I see. Yeah, no, it's still they haven't worded that very well.
Yeah,
like I see the way you're interpreting it. I don't know based on the way that's written.
Yeah. I see an FAQ coming up straight away.
But that's
when you look at the rules for the other one, it's worded better. So it says every model has +1 in the unit. That just says this unit has +1.
The way this one is, this makes sense.
Yeah.
Like this unit's melee weapons have sustained hits 1.
Because that's like a lieutenant level character. That is something he would give to a unit.
Yeah.
Not himself or +1 to charge. What's the point in him having +1 to charge if the rest of the unit doesn't have it? Therefore, if he's a leader, it doesn't apply to the rest of the unit. It has to apply to the rest of the unit.
Yes, this one does. I think this one is clear. I don't think this one is. So I think this unit has +1 OC.
So that's
You
surely
would
every model.
No, because
Everybody has.
no. What you would do is you would add up the unit's OC, which is if it's 6 models, would be a 6 OC, and then the unit gets +1. It's then 7 OC. Because that's how that could be interpreted. So that one is not written very well. This one,
he's just shit.
yeah, I think that's it.
I just send it to you for what the icon bearer for Plague Marines is the same as the other one. That's how it should read. While this model is leading a unit, add 1 to the OC characteristics of models in that unit.
That's what I mean. Like
that's how it should. That's how it should read.
We looked at the old
and
it was.
This may reveal more about it, and in terms of, I think specifically for the +1 OC, it's badly written because here, so this is the banner knob, so effectively they're ancient. He's a support. His abilities. So the wild banner, the unit has a 5+ invuln save.
Yeah.
Clear. Everyone has a 5+ invuln save. That makes sense. While the war is active for this unit has +1 toughness.
He also has an OC of 6.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
So again, free orc characters beat the free marine characters.
Yeah. But I get that what that's doing, the +1 toughness, is that's effectively giving +1 toughness to every model.
Yeah.
Because that's how the unit then gets the +1 toughness. So I think, Glenn, the intention might well be for every model to get that +1 OC. It's just not written very well.
Because that's how ancients work across Marines. So
yeah. So I think that's probably the intention. It's just
super badly written.
In this instant, yes. It might just be, as I said, because they're just trying to get it on data sheets to get it in the box. But we'll as I said, might be relatively early FAQ just to clear it up. But otherwise, again, that they're ancients better anyway. Pain Boy. Let's see. It's a new model for the Pain Boy. But I think we talked about the Pain Boy before. I liked him anyway. So what does he get? Doc's Tools, this unit has a Feel No Pain 5+. He's also a support model, so he is a medic. Hold still and say, when this model scores a critical wound with its Erty syringe against a non-vehicle unit, it also inflicts D6 mortal wounds to that unit. That's rough. Because if you look at the Erty syringe, sure, it's only got 1 attack, and sure, it's only strength 2. So realistically, you're hitting on a 3. You've got anti-infantry 4+.
Yeah.
So that's quite good in that regard. It's classed as extra attack, so you roll it anyway, and it's got precision. So you're hitting on a 3, you're wounding on a 4, but really you're looking for the 6.
Yeah.
Because if you roll the 6, then you're doing D6 mortal wounds to a infantry unit, really. But you can then also put it on the leader of that unit.
That's nice, isn't it?
That's pretty good. It's pretty orky, pretty fun.
Yeah.
And then obviously you got the Grot Orderly. So once per battle, if this unit is below starting strength, you can return up to D3 destroyed bodyguard models to that unit. So that's whole models. That's not D3 wounds. That's whole models. But you can only do it once. But even so, that's still pretty good.
Yeah.
Are those mortal wounds precision as well?
Yeah, I think that's the idea.
Oh,
I think that's why that's good. If you manage to hit the 6 on the Erty syringe attacks, that's quite nasty. Obviously, it's you got to hit in the first place, and then you got to roll a 6 to wound. But
when it goes off, though, the celebration will be large.
it's going to feel good. People are not going to enjoy it. But you could put him in a unit of knobs, with a with a big one of the war boss or the Orc lieutenant we just looked at, and then wait for them to get whittled down, and then suddenly one turn pick three of them back up again.
Yeah.
That's quite a nice little unit. The Weird Boy, good old Weird Boy. One of the new units that everyone seems to like. So ranged weapons, Ed Banger, precision and psychic. And then obviously his wild staff also has psychic. Interesting here, no hazardous profile, which I thought would definitely have been the case for an orc, but then it is in the abilities, so we'll see what that looks like as well. He gets deadly demise, which is interesting. He's a leader, which means he can go on his own, but he can also lead a group of boys. So for every 5 models in the unit, you add 1 to the strength and damage of his Ed Banger weapon. And while this unit contains 10 or more models, Ed Banger does become hazardous.
Right.
So if you've got a squad of 10 boys, it's going to be strength 8, damage 3, but it is then going to be hazardous. And then if you were in a big squad of 20 boys, then it becomes even more punchy. And then he gets to jump. So once per turn, per army, in your movement phase, roll a d6. On a 1, kill a load of boys, because you suffer d6 mortal wounds. Or on a 2 to 6, they go into deep strike. And then they can make an ingress move. So it's the usual, you pick them up and drop them back down somewhere mad. And you can do it in the first battle round and you'd still be able to charge afterwards as well. So all of the normal...
That's worth rolling for. Always worth rolling for. That one's going to hurt though, isn't it?
I think if you were going proper orc with this, you would have him leading a squad of 20 boys and then just play an orc with it. The jumping first turn, getting a big blob of 20 boys somewhere up the mid board, firing off an Ed Banger that has got, what would it be, strength 10, damage 5, and just hoping you're not blowing your own brains out.
Yeah.
But then again, likewise, you could probably, I don't know, if you put the pain boy in with him as well, because you'd be able to put a pain boy in with that unit.
Yeah, you can hopefully bring someone back.
He'd only lose 3 wounds.
He would lose 3 wounds for his hazardous. So the first time he rolled hazardous. So that's fine.
He'd do it again.
Yeah, you could get, that's what I mean. If you were playing proper Orky, that's what you'd do.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
You'd be like, I've got two goals at this till he kills himself. But yeah.
Yeah, that's what you.
If you get a third, it's a bonus.
Yeah, and then boys, obviously the battle line of the orcs. So what do? Standard orky profile. Although the boys only have 1 wound each, with the boss knob getting 2, move 6, toughness 5, 5 up save as standard. At the end of the command phase, if this unit controls an objective, that objective is objective secured. So they get sticky as well. So that's quite nice. That's a nice little thing for the orc boys to get. They get standard choppers, nothing too strange there, and then a whole plethora of different shooting profiles. So you got your custom shooter, it's got rapid fire 2 but less range, combi rocket, combi shooter, shooter rapid fire, and then a slugger, which is your pistol. Boss knob gets the custom shooter. Every other boy gets 1 slugger, 1 shooter, 1 chopper. So the custom shooter, obviously you get the, what do you get? You get the rapid fire version, and then you can either take the additional shooter profile or the rocket profile, I think. Yeah, he can have his custom shooter replaced with a combi shooter or combi rocket. That's it.
And combi rocket.
Yeah, sorry, yeah. So it's combi rocket, combi shooter. So it's the mixed gun, or you can still have the custom shooter. So it depends which one you want.
Yeah.
You'd always be taking the combi, I think, but that's don't know. See, that's what it is. That's your standard boys.
Yeah.
And again, you can take up to 20, I think. Oh, it says it.
Yeah, I mean that thing says 1 to 9, or one boss and 9 boys, but
I suppose that's
it's
because
just for the,
that's what you get in the box, right?
you're getting 20, aren't you? I'm sure. But I think you're getting 2 boss knobs and 18 boys then.
So
Yeah.
I think I think again, it's probably the data sheet for it is the data sheet for the box as opposed to the overall one. Grots or Gretchen, whichever way around you want to call them. Yeah, classic profile. 2 OC though.
Yeah.
Same as the Orc boys. They get the close quarters pistols. Their ability is same as it always was. So thieving scavengers, start your movement phase for each objective you control that's got Gretchen on it. You roll a d6. On a 4-up, you gain 1 CP. So a
Nice.
bit like the Tallyman, very similar to what the Zangors used to do in terms of CP farming. So you're not guaranteed it. You got to roll for it, but normally, given the cost that these boys come in at, it's normally pretty effective.
Yeah.
The War Track, one of those that I think people are going to like the look of. 6 up in Vun, so very orky.
Yeah.
Comes with custom shooter, rapid fire, rocket launcher, 24-inch D3 plus 3, still hitting on Orc, and then obviously your melee attacks. Ability wise though, indiscriminate detonation. So in your shooting phase, when this unit has resolved attack, select one enemy unit hit by one or more of those attacks. That enemy unit is suppressed. So suppressed is just -1 to hit. That can come in pretty useful.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of Orky appeal to the War Track. I don't know how much beyond that it will get, if that makes sense. Like one again, similar to whichever Space Marine one it was I was talking about, but I don't know how much beyond the edition you'll see them knocking about, unless of course it's in things like the detachments that particularly focus on them.
Yeah, and again, if you just take like a mechanized Orc army and that's cheap enough, then off you go,
Yeah.
shoot up the board.
And then
This looks the most fun.
The big mech Daka rig.
Mm.
Yeah, interesting. It will be interesting to see how it plays. So ranged weapons wise, you've got the Blitz cannon. So it's got the heavy keyword. Does get sustained hits 1, strength 8. Sorry, 8 attacks, strength 7, AP 2, damage 2, but still hitting on Orc.
Yeah.
Rocket launcher, but then again they're both heavy, so if it hasn't really moved, they're hitting on 4s. That's pretty good going for an Orc. Rocket launcher 6 attacks, strength 10, AP 2, damage 3. So still quite nasty. And then ability wise, in your shooting phase whilst making attacks with this vehicle, if it targeted the non-monster vehicle, the weapon has +6 attacks. So that's quite nasty as well. Kind of similar to the Eradicators in terms of, it's designed to aim at a blob of, a big blob. And again, with damage 2, AP 2, it's pretty good at taking out Marines. Like it's gonna chew through a chunk of Marines quite quickly if you can get it to hit.
Yeah.
Which is always the issue with Orcs.
Yeah.
And they are the Orc data sheets. So an interesting mix. This guy's pretty good. I'll stop sharing now quickly. But overall, I think that kind of puts, again, as we've kind of talked about, you get the feeling that the Orcs are doing all right there.
Yeah,
compared to the Marines. Obviously the I say controversy regarding the writing and the wording of the Ancients rule, because you said I say clearly. Surely the intention is that it's +1 OC for each model in the unit, but we'll see how that shakes loose as the edition goes on.
Just goes to show that these data cards and codexes are not worth the paper they print them on, because it's not even out yet. Never wrong. Allegedly.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Like, yeah, I'm sure. Like, it'll be like they always do. Day one patch, FAQ updates. What are we now? So we're now 2 weeks away because it's the 20th, right? That's Saturday the 20th. We get the first ones. I think, John, we've got a game this Thursday.
The 11th. Yeah, we're booked in for.
Yeah, so that may be our last game of 10th edition.
Yeah, I think it will be.
I don't think we'll get one in before that. So that will be that, and then we'll be looking for dates for our first game of 11th edition.
And we should be in the shed as well.
Oh, really? Wow. Okay,
Shed's coming on the 19th to be built on the 20th.
Shed hammer up for day one.
Yeah. Yeah, come around Saturday night. Well, you can help finish putting the shed up, and we'll go straight in.
Well, you'll have the box. You know, that'll have been you'll have that ready to go, right?
Well, I said to Kate, I was like, well, I'm going to be building a shed, so I need you to run down to town for me.
Get to the Mug and Meeple. Get your.
She said, "Oh, you don't need it on the day it comes out." I was like, "Yes, I do."
Yeah.
I won't have time to do anything with it, but I will get to at least touch the box.
Yes, this is true.
Yeah.
It's true. Yeah, and we'll hopefully we'll find out when the pre-order for all of the other bits, like the card decks come out, because that's
what we need. Yeah,
really what we're after.
Yeah.
And then because the app should be updated on that day as well, so that will be everyone's going to be into it, building lists, working out what it's going to be. So,
question, because I missed this. I know that they've said codexes are staying as they are until codexes come out. When the app updates, are we getting access to everything again, like we did at the start, and then when a codex comes out, we get locked out, or is it going to be?
Do you know what we've yet to see? Because they have also said the other thing as well, like that when you're using the app this time round. And I don't know whether they'll do it in a different area of the app or how it's going to work, but you'll have the ability
share your army
to see,
list, can't you?
Yeah, share. You'll be able to look up what your opponent's army does.
Yeah,
which you can't do right now unless you've got their codex.
No, because obviously from a new army point of view, I do not want to buy the 10th edition codex. So I was just wondering if the app's going to open up to everything, then that would be very handy.
Well, do you know what? I don't know. That is a good question. Because whereas last edition, everyone started off with an index.
Yeah.
And they were like, we're going to make the indexes free. And then they started locking them once codexes come out. Yeah. I don't know whether they will treat it as all 10th edition codexes are now like treated the same way as the index.
Yeah.
And then you don't have to pay for anything until you get your new codex. But I don't know how it's going to work.
It's fine. I mean, it's not like I'm going to be playing orcs straight away. So,
but I mean, the Orc Codex is gonna. I suppose that's the other thing with the Orcs specifically. Them and Space Marines are going to be the first two codexes, right?
How long? So what was this? This edition was Tyranids, wasn't it? How long did we wait before the Tyranid and the Space Marine Codex come out? The 10th.
They were super quick. Like the Space Marine Codex was like, it was so quick. I can't even like. I don't even really remember there being a gap.
No.
And obviously I didn't buy the Tyranid one, so I didn't. But I think they may have even come out the same day.
I bought the Tyranid one. I'll have to have a look through my order history and see what I can do.
I don't think they were far apart. They weren't on the same day as edition, but it was super close quick. Because obviously they want people to have the codes and stuff like that. But it was relatively fast. Because they'll have, like, the same, everyone always jokes about the codex writing teams. They'll already have, like, I don't know, 6, 8, 10 codexes written already.
Yeah.
And then the ones that haven't yet been written or haven't been finalized are going to be the ones that are adjusted to the meta as it exists once the edition starts. So you tend to find that the first chunk are either really underpowered or really overpowered.
Yeah.
And then they kind of get adjusted. And then the ones that then come out are typically a bit overpowered and then get sorted out. Because I'm pretty sure the Death Guard Codex that came out last edition was one of those that had been released and written after there'd already been a bit of time in the edition. So was able to kind of feed into the meta in a bit more seamlessly.
Yeah.
But
I mean, again, come out the same day as the World Eaters and definitely did a lot better than them.
Yes, but I remember
I forgot to revisit that one.
Well, I think I remember at the time that was because they shuffled things around.
Yeah.
So I think the World Eaters had already been written earlier, but then they did it's going to be the year of chaos.
Oh yeah, I remember.
The year of chaos, a bit like the year of the wolves. Like definitely not quite the same. But anyway.
Yeah.
Cool. So yeah, that'll be it. And then we've got like 10 hours left of the combat cards season, I believe.
Oh, shut up. Not talking
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
I'm absolutely freaking livid.
It was going so well for you, John, wasn't it?
I can't believe it. I was like, I could see it edging closer. I was like, it's okay, it's okay.
I even said to you before went on holiday, I was like, you've got an extra week this season. There's no way you can't win it.
I can't believe it. And I mean, there's no excuse for it really, because I haven't really been like losing massively either. But I'm just where am I? 7,000. I just don't know how I don't know how you're 9,700 so quickly. That's outrageous.
Glenn's had one of his like now patented late late in the season runs that I experienced before, and like you get edge close and like a couple of times you nudge ahead of him, but because it's that late season, he's not giving it up now. So just suddenly like grind out another 500 points. You're like, oh my God.
I can't believe it. And the last time I looked, you were both on 8,000, like high 8,000.
Yeah.
This is outrageous.
Normally, like as I said,
I'm not gonna lie, I probably put about 300, maybe 400 points on this evening as we've been talking.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, one of us was going to do it. Like, it's like because you got to build up you're going to build up your lead to just make it like that's it.
Yeah, it's like I can't. I'm not going to stay up just to carry and catch him. Yeah.
I mean that's it. Like, and I look at it. I'm like, no, I've got work tomorrow. I'm not going to find the time to really get it done. So it is what it is. But John, like you're gonna have to work a new strat to get the next campaign.
Yeah, I know. I thought I was doing so well. I was so proud of myself. It's my highest score though.
There you go. Small victories.
Yeah, you just hit a ceiling though, because obviously all your cards are going to be a lot stronger than mine, and the people I'm coming up against now, it's just beating me back.
Yeah, it can become. It's as you get up and like because you run multi-faction, you start getting to the end of each faction, and like I think it was my Necron card deck or whatever. This season, or the season that we're in right now, it found its tier like really early compared to what it's done in other seasons, and I was like, oh well, guess I'm not running Necrons for the next couple of weeks. Which is strange because normally it's one of the others that falls down, like Chaos or Eldari, but it was Necron this time around.
Yeah, mine's just Marines.
Marines.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What's your go-to Marine list?
Tolemon.
Oh, so the shooty one.
The Blood Angel.
Yeah.
Trouble with that one is if you can get through the big shooty things, he's not sticking around.
But generally because everything else has gone shooty, you should have a decent close combat bomb to chuck as a last resort.
Yeah.
But I for most, I think pretty much only for today, I've been just running 5. I dropped Marines and since then. But it's remarkable how quickly your score goes up when you're only doing 5 because you haven't got that bigger gap from the 6th point up. So yeah, that's what's shifted me up quite a bit this time.
The other thing is as well is if you get lucky and you play into people that are, maybe a couple of points above you, you obviously score bigger points than if you get played into people that have got points below you.
Yeah.
I've just beat in the last sort of 15 minutes a 3,000 point one.
What did you get for that?
Look,
190?
112.
Ridiculous.
But yeah. But I look at the deck and kind of go, how the hell are you on that?
Yeah, how'd you get to the 3,000? Yeah.
Because it wasn't a struggle. It was a piss easy deck to beat. So I don't know. I think maybe they've just been grinding and grinding and grinding, and they'll lose a game and then they'll just grind and grind and grind and grind to get back up to, the people that are on, what am I at the minute? 257th.
Wow.
People that are above us are they're on stupid numbers. I do miss it whenever you used to have a better idea of where you were in the bracket.
Where the percentages are a bit more vague now, aren't they? They're not quite as clear. But I think you've got your customary late charge has probably done enough.
Yeah.
But maybe we'll see. We'll see what happens.
If I wake up tomorrow morning and you're above me, I'm gonna.
There's no way I will be getting so much grief if I'm up that late trying to do that. I was just going to have a quick look at my my current stack because I'm also running the 5, but it's Orc, Tau, Space Marine, Servants, and Eldari are the 5 I'm running. I've got to because Chaos and Necron are the 2 that dropped off.
I lost Servants really early at 940. And I just could not come through them. And then my leagues of O-Town are one of my best lists, and then I got to 1,500 points, and they just stopped winning. And it's so weird because they're one of my best ones. And then for like the last season, they were my top list, and this one just cannot win a game. I keep trying to dip back in, and they're going lower and lower.
Yeah, it's because like right now I was going to say like I'm 317, so about 60 places off you, Glenn. And it says that I'm in the top 25% at that position.
Yeah, I'm top 25 as well.
Yeah, so it's quite a big bracket.
I would love to just chip into that top 10.
Get that 10. Get that top 10. But I think we've got to go early. Although, as I said, nearly 10,000 points that's a pretty good season because that's there's only been a few seasons since they did the update that we've actually got to that kind of 10,000 point. I know, like years ago, we were at 14,000s and stuff like that.
Yeah, I know we've done bigger numbers than that, but yeah, they changed it all.
Yeah, when they changed how because they never used to have the dark cells and stuff like that in the modifiers. You just go straight into Terror and then deal with it from there. But I think then on combat cards, that probably gets us to the end of this evening.
Yeah.
Got anything else?
No, I mean, my losing streak's well and truly over. I'm currently on equaling my best winning streak.
Oh, of course, yeah. So you're holding supreme at the guild game nights, right?
Well, I'll tell you what as well. I'll tell you, so I've done my 3 league games. So next week will be the start of the knockouts, and then hopefully get knocked out, can forget about the edition and move on. But I am, against all odds, 3 for 3. And when I messaged the guy on my scores, I am top of the league.
Trouble is, you go top, people are going to want to take you down.
Well, the problem is, I've looked around the room and who's still in the tournament. So, yeah, I'm dead first round. But Poxmal, people can't handle 90 Poxwalkers.
No, it's just it just shows it is the end of time,
Yeah.
the end of times. You are going to potentially win a league. It's going to be so catastrophic. They're changing the edition.
Yeah, that's it. We can't possibly allow this to exist.
No,
Done.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think everybody had all of their games in, so some people probably put their scores in since and gone above me inevitably. But yeah, at the time of the text, I was in first place, which I nearly fell down the stairs when I read that.
Yeah, fair
Yeah,
play.
and I did beat Dave.
Yeah,
Dave
we
had
saw
5
that one as
games
well.
over me. I beat him, so it doesn't really matter now. So yeah, I can end the edition a happy man.
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. Well, we'll see how we go for our end of edition one. I did put together a list, but I may be changing it if I get Logan painted in time. But we'll see.
Okay.
That's a big if.
All
It's
right.
a big if.
Okay.
Because he's still on the table, still not painted. So we'll see.
Okay.
Cool.
Oh yeah, cool, brilliant. We look forward to it.
All right. Well, thank you everyone who did join and watched along. Obviously, correct us for all our inevitable mistakes in the comments, which we may or may not read through, but you'll find out next week. So, night everyone. Have a good one.
See you later.
bye.